Hello, my name's John Thorne from Silverstone Shooting Centre, and welcome to this, the first in our new series about the sport of practical mini rifle. In this first programme, we're going to talk about how to act when you get to a competition. Keep watching. Hello, welcome back. Right, one thing I'll say straight away. The first thing I get from people when I teach to shoot practical mini rifle is the fear in their eyes when they attend their first competition. And you know what, it's rightly so. There is more chance of being disqualified from competition from how you act behind the shooting line than actually on the shooting line or beyond. So, in this first programme of this series, what we're going to do is simply cover just how to act and what to do when you get your first championship and to make sure you're nice and safe in terms of championship itself. And the first thing to consider, first of all, is that every range you attend for competition will have its own set of rules. Okay, the best thing is to find out what kind of rules they will have. The first one, and it's a complicated one to some extent, is that how do you carry your gun? Now, most courses of fire and most ranges basically say the gun must stay in your gun bag whilst you're manoeuvring around the place, which is fairly normal, and we're the same here for Silverstone. However, you get to a big competition, there could be 50, 60 people there. Suddenly carrying your bags around to the firing line gets a bit time consuming, you run out of time in the competition. So most ranges, well all ranges, will have a rule whether you can carry the gun out of the bag and how you carry the gun. Now, first things first, IPSC state, regulation shoot 2, is that guns must be carried muzzle up. So that is carrying a gun in a safe position in terms of walking around the ranges if you can. Now the NRA have a different rule, which is muzzle down, like that. Now the thing to consider about a rifle is that it's basically a big stick. And if you carry it like a big stick, you're not in any way threatening about it. The only dangerous end of a gun is obviously the muzzle end. So in the perspective of carrying a gun, you're carrying it vertically, in this way, you're not going to get yourself in trouble. And certainly, carrying it by the handle with your fingers near the trigger, as you can see, is not so good either. So really, that's it, nice and safe. Or if it's muzzle up, holding it straight up here. Okay? Now, there's no one else in the range here at the moment, so I'm not sweeping anybody. But as you can see, as I do this, I'm sweeping in terms of muzzles going down that direction. So generally speaking, if you're going to be carrying a gun, take it out of the bag, just make sure there's no one around you until you get the right carrying position. Now, the other thing you'll notice as well is that I have a breech flag in. Breech flag is a small little plastic flag that basically sits inside the chamber, so it shows that there's no rounds inside. Okay. Now, generally speaking, for rules of firearm safety, you always assume a gun is loaded, but this is designed to allow the range officers and all the people at range to realise there's nothing in the gun. Okay, it's not fail-safe, but it's something that if you walk around with a gun in a competition without a breech flag in, you could be immediately disqualified straight away. Okay, something to consider. As far as you're concerned, the gun is a stick, carry it and keep your breech flag inserted at all times. A couple of things about it behind the range is that there are two areas where you should be putting the gun. One is gun racks. Now, most ranges, us included, have specific gun racks where the gun can be stored and just left there. So when you're going back and forth on different stages, you go and collect your gun, you carry it vertically, onto the stage, take your instructions from there, and then back to the gun rack. Most ranges have gun racks, or they'll be put in bags. The second thing you have at ranges is safety areas. So let's say I've got a problem with my gun, and I need to check my sights, I've got to check something and see something wrong with the gun itself. There are safe areas where I'm allowed to go with the gun, and I can then literally get the gun out and fiddle with it, take it apart, fix something if I've got something that's gone wrong. Now, a couple of crucial things about this is, number one, you cannot have any ammunition anywhere near a safe area. Now, technically, on your belt, as I've got them here, it wouldn't necessarily be in breach of that rules, but it's not worth the risk. Safety areas are specifically there for an empty gun, no ammo at all. So if you turn up there with ammunition in hand, carrying a gun, disqualification straight away. So keep your ammunition in your bag, best way forward. The second thing about safe areas, they will designate which way the gun must be pointed. Now, at Silverstone, we have arrows pointed on tables. That's the direction of the gun to be. It keeps it safe. That means I can go to a safe area, look at my gun, check my scope, do the fixing I got, no ammo with me, and then I can make sure it's all nice and safe. So those are three things to consider. How you carry your gun and keeping your breech flag in, what you do in terms of safe area, in terms of ammunition, non-ammunition, and also in terms of how you manoeuvre in terms of going around the course of fire. Okay, so that's first thing. So more people are disqualified by wandering around the back, having a gun, pointing on direction, having a breech, and everything else there. Follow those rules, you'll be perfectly safe every competition you attend. Okay, thanks for watching. See you again soon. Cheers.